What's going on, everyone? Silhouette here, and I bring you some bad news. Not bad news as in the end of the world, but pretty much the end of an era. So Pokemon Bank has been confirmed to shut down next year, February 25th, I believe. And while I was in Italy just enjoying my holiday, I was hit with this meteor night of bad news and just sad. It's quite sad because this is literally a timeline that's just getting erased. Like we got a deadline for my Pokedex challenge now, which sucks more than anything, I think. Because now I have to rush. I mean, I've got 6 months, and to be fair, I should have done it sooner, as people have been exclaiming on Twitter. Like, no, that's not our fault for, like, it just being, like, a thing that should have happened. This should have been a thing that could just remain constant forever, because it's like, they're paying for servers, like, surely they cannot be that expensive. And yeah, it's coming to an end. But as Absol said, I think he did a really good comment about it. It just use this as time to really play through these games and make sure you do all the challenges and stuff you want to do. Do that Ribbon Master challenge and do those Pokemon hunts you want to do and set everything up so that when it does happen, you can be like, yeah, I made the most of this. Because I imagine all these Pokemon experiences I would not have had if I knew that they couldn't go up. If that makes sense. Like if they said turned around, I don't know, when Sword and Shield came out and said, hey, you can't transfer Pokemon from Bank, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't even be interested in Pokemon at the time, but I wouldn't care. But now I do, and I'm glad I've had that, oh, it won't last forever, but make the most of it sort of mentality. So here we are, 6 months to go. So if you want a breakdown on what you should be doing and what to be worried about, watch Lawkeeper Toby's video. He made a great video on just worrying about these little bubbles that will have the Sun and Moon games literally have nothing, which sucks because you can't transfer between Gen 6 or 8. They are just locked in its own bubble. Gen 6 is locked in its own bubble. Gen 3 to 5 is in its own bubble, which I think is pretty cool. It's a bit downside, but 3 to 5, because the hardware's already in the games, you can't really get rid of that. So that would be cool. So I think one of the positives is Pokemon Black and White 2 will probably be the final checkpoint for a lot of people when they, start with Emerald or Coliseum rather and then work their way up. Anyway, talking about the things I plan to do. So we're obviously getting the Living Dex. I want every Pokemon from the original game and send them upwards. Need to work on that. I want to get this. I want to get the Shiny Charm in Gen 7, which I already had, but I'm going to restart it. Gen 8, not Gen 8, Gen 6. Gen 5, but I also want to do a Gen 5 Origin Dex, where it's just every Pokemon in Black and White too. I want to do that for Platinum. I want to do that for Emerald. Later down the line, and I feel like I need to hurry up with this because, yeah, it's gonna... Gosh, I need to buy the games as well. I need to buy, every game for Gen 3 as well. Oh. So, that's that. I want to do a Ribbon Master, but getting Pokemon Coliseum, and then I also want it to be shiny. I was thinking, maybe shiny Heracross or something, which that's a hunt in itself. It's just a lot of things I want to do. And it's just... The time-wise, 6 months is not a lot of time. It really is, but it isn't. To do... 5 hunts? Just not worth it. Or a Shiny Charm, potentially. Whatever games were released. I could do it on Heart Gold and Soul Silver, I think that would be fun. But again, Gen 4 games I'm not too much of in a hurry because you can just send them from 3, and then they go to 5. But potentially. And I also want to do more hunts. I think that's the biggest thing, is that a lot of these hunts, shiny hunting, Celebi, and getting Mew, and all these mythicals. Mythicals will just be lost in Poipo, and what are the other ones? Just a lot of mons that are getting locked. Like the Partner Cat Pikachus. Alolan forms, and the virtual consoles will be lost, probably. I mean, they could put Red and Blue on the Switch. I doubt they would. They've just put Fire Red. Why would they? It'd be stupid to. So yeah, 6 months left. We gotta get this done. I'm gonna make a little goal sheet, I think, in a proper video, but for now, get the decks, the living decks of every gen before Gen 8, get the Shiny Charm in all the games, and then have a living dex for each of those games as well. Black and White 2, Platinum, Emerald, Ribbon Master. I want to get a Shiny in Gen 2, an authentic one. I think it'd be cool. I just want to do the Heracross thing. I think Shiny hunting Heracross would be really interesting, just getting it in every game, so that's something. Just, yeah. and then maybe a personal favorite from like every gen. And also all of these shinies, like a shiny Heracross in Pokemon Coliseum, and like every shiny Reggie. That'd be really cool to do. So a bunch of hunts coming, to make the most out of Pokemon Bank.